Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here, once again with another video on The Flash Season 4. Now just quickly before I get into the rest of the video, I will be doing another giveaway. Towards the end of the video, it is actually going to be for our Mira Funko Pop, so from Justice League. Obviously, she's going to be in the Aquaman movie as well. So this is like one that wasn't released with the first batch, so it's like an added on bonus, which is pretty cool, so be sure to stay until the end of the video to find out how you can win that. So right at the end of Season 3, like just before like all that stuff with Barry going to the Speed Force and stuff, when we're at H.R. Wells' funeral, we see Caitlin with the Killer Frost look for the most part, apart from her eyes, and her attitude, I guess, like she hadn't stayed as evil as she was, I guess, and also she had gone back to her normal eye color. But then again, when we went to Comic-Con this year and we saw the Season 4 trailer for The Flash, Caitlin was in that trailer, but she just looks like old Caitlin, as if the Killer Frost thing never happened. So what was going on there? Now, we saw her eyes go back to that normal brown color in the Season 3 finale when she sort of goes against Savitar's orders, I guess, and, you know, regains more of that Caitlin side to her. So the frosty eyes indicated the Killer Frost control within Caitlin. So when the eyes were frosty, you know, Killer Frost was more in control, and when they went back to normal, Caitlin's normal eye color, that was Caitlin. But I guess the big question around that Season 4 trailer reveal with Caitlin being normal is, why has Caitlin gone back to normal? Like, why is she no longer Killer Frost? Because you could say that is an inconsistency in the storyline if they're not going to explain that, which you would think they would, but why do I think that Caitlin has gone back to normal in that Season 4 trailer? Now, there is one option which a lot of people were talking about, which makes sense. Like, if they did this on the show, it would make sense because it was introduced in the finale and it was sort of left in the open, like, okay, Caitlin could have gone down this road, and that was the cure that Julian presents towards the beginning of the finale. So in the week before the finale, like the episode where Iris supposedly quote-unquote dies, Julian was absent in that episode, and a lot of people were wondering, okay, where the hell was he? It was revealed that he was actually away with Caitlin's mother, creating this formula to reverse the Killer Frostness, if that's the correct word to use, of Caitlin. So it was introduced at the beginning of the finale, it's offered to Caitlin, but she denies using it and she decides that she's going to go out on her own, and that's really where they leave Killer Frost or Caitlin for Season 3. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because the reason that Caitlin could possibly be back to normal now is because she took this formula that Julian provided. Obviously, we didn't see her take it. I'm not 100% sure. I can't really remember. Did Caitlin take it with her? I'm pretty sure Julian keeps it. But they could make it that Caitlin starts to lose control again and Killer Frost almost takes control over her body again and rushes and takes this formula to reverse it, which would make sense if they did like sort of a flashback, if you want to call it that, in the first episode of Season 4 to explain why Caitlin's back to normal. Now, if they went down this road, I would be happy with it because it makes sense. It's not like it's out of the cure, like out of the blue, might I say, like, oh, by the way, off screen, Julian created this cure and Caitlin took it. It was introduced in the finale, so it makes sense if Caitlin were to use it. But there is another option, which I think is the most likely thing to happen, and we do see it actually in the Season 4 trailer. So in the trailer for Season 4, you do see Caitlin like in Star Labs pop out holding Captain Cold's cold gun, and a lot of people thought, okay, maybe Caitlin's using the cold gun now because she lost her powers or something. Well, if you actually look at her neck, she's wearing like a choker sort of thing, like a little necklace, if you want to call it that. So this little necklace, collar, choker thing, I think is what is keeping Caitlin's powers at bay. It is interesting that her hair goes back to normal. Maybe she's dyeing it. Maybe she has the white hair, but maybe she dyes her hair back to its normal color. Who knows? As I said, it will most likely be explained in the first episode for Season 4. But this little necklace choker thing is probably the same sort of design and same technology that was used on the bracelets that Cisco had designed in Season 3, as well as the necklace sort of thing that Caitlin was wearing towards the end of Season 3 that was ripped off, that sort of turned her full-on Killer Frost, if you want to call it that. Now, it does look sort of similar to Laurel's like Canary Cry device that was used in Arrow and was introduced through Cisco. So that was on an episode of The Flash, if I remember correctly. It wasn't on an episode of Arrow. It was on Flash where they introduced that Canary Cry necklace thing that Laurel ended up wearing. So you would have to think that Cisco most likely designs this. I can't see that Caitlin would have made it, but you never know. It could be like the final gift that Julian did. Who knows? Because as we know, Julian Albert at this stage isn't returning for Season 4 of The Flash. Now, because this necklace thing is a physical thing, you would have to think that something will happen this season where either it breaks, like someone rips it off, or it just gets damaged, or it malfunctions and maybe does the reverse of what it's doing, like gives Caitlyn or Killer Frost full-on control instead of Caitlyn holding full-on control. So I think something's definitely going to happen this season. It'll be, most likely one of those filler episodes, if you want to call it that, or they could do it where towards the end of this season, maybe Caitlyn does go Killer Frost and stays that way. Danielle Panabaker, who plays Caitlyn in Killer Frost, said that both Caitlyn fans and Killer Frost fans will be equally happy with what happens in season 4. Now, this could be very misleading. They could just say, okay, it's going to be Caitlyn, but she's going to have the Killer Frost powers, because this little necklace thing might not necessarily dampen her powers. It could just keep it that Killer Frost can't take full control, which you think they might go down that road. I guess we'll have to wait till the season 4 starts, because they could either make it that, okay, it just makes Caitlyn normal, no metahuman powers, or it just keeps Killer Frost at bay, one of the two. But yeah, with this statement that Danielle makes about how, okay, people are going to be equally happy, could be misleading, as I said, but we'll have to wait and see. But I liked Killer Frost. I do think Danielle Panabaker plays Killer Frost better than she does Caitlyn. It's sort of similar to the Katie Cassidy thing, where I think a lot of people prefer Black Siren over Earth 1 Laurel Lance. So, I don't know. I would like to see Killer Frost come back, but if they do keep Caitlyn this way and she still has her powers, then I guess I'd be happy with that. Now, as I sort of did hint at earlier, it is going to be interesting to find out where Caitlyn went and what brought her back to Star Labs. Like, it could have been that Killer Frost was maybe trying to take over control again, so she had to come back, and Cisco and everyone at Star Labs had to try and figure out a way to keep Killer Frost at bay, but keep Caitlyn, if you know what I'm talking about. But I am hoping in the first episode of Season 4, they do have that sort of like, oh, while we were away, after Season 3 ended, this is what happened with all our characters, which they tend to do, like between Seasons 1 and 2, they sort of gave us like a little hint at what everyone had been doing, and I hope they do the same going from Season 3 to Season 4, because people would be changed by what happened at the end of Season 3, so hopefully they do that. Now let's get on to the giveaway. As I said, it is for that Mirror Funko Pop from the new Justice League movie coming out in November. I think it looks like a really good pop, and I wasn't actually expecting it to come out this soon. I heard about it, but I didn't know it was coming out basically the same time as the Justice League pops. By the way, I heard that they'd been delayed till September, and then all of a sudden they're in shops now. So if you wanted to get those Justice League Pop Funkos, they're all out in shops now, including the Comic-Con exclusive, which are the Aquaman with Mother Box and like the Bruce Wayne just in his suit. And there's an unmasked Flash one coming out, but that doesn't come out, I reckon that's going to come out with New York Comic Con, which is like a month before Justice League comes out. So I think that's when they're going to release that pop. But anyway, to be in the chance to win this Mirror Funko Pop, all you have to do is leave a like on the video, be a subscriber, and answer this question in the comment section down below. Which character are you looking forward to most in Justice League? So this can be a hero, or it could be a villain. So you could say Steppenwolf, might I say, or possibly even Darkseid, or just the Parademons, anything like that. Any character you're looking forward to most in Justice League, just leave that answer in the comment section down below. And as I said, you have to leave a like and be a subscriber as well. But thanks for watching, guys. Just follow those details to be in the giveaway. If you don't want to answer it, you can still leave a like on the video and subscribe if you are new, of course. Let me know what you think of all of this stuff in the comment section down below. And I'll catch you in the next video, guys. Goodbye.